Talk is brought to you by Dan Deary, proudly serving the Cedar Valley for 3 generations.
We're talking UNI Panther volleyball after a 26-6 season, Missouri Valley Conference regular season and tournament champions, and a win in the NCAA Tournament once again. Joined with the head coach and Bobbi, what a special year. I know you look back to January 2025 when this season started and the kids came in, started to put in the work. You did not know what you had because you graduated so many, but man, at the end of this season, how fantastic was that ride?
Yeah, and you're exactly right. You know, in January, we always walk in that first practice and don't really know. And this year, especially because everybody saw the workload that we graduated, but there's so much other things that go on behind the scenes, the leadership and the team chemistry building and just taking control of things. And we just really didn't know who was going to step up and knew it was going to have to be several people doing those things. But we also had to get better at volleyball too. A lot of young people in the spring, which was exciting because several that had not had springs before, so not really knowing how they were going to develop and grow as individuals and just their skill level on the court. So it was a fun spring, but even after spring, we're just kind of like, hope summer's good because we don't get them in the summer, and then obviously preseason as well. But could not be prouder of the growth in just so many ways. Obviously the on the court things, but the off the court things that matter on the court as well.
It was a challenging non-conference schedule for the UNI Panthers, and then they ran the table, went undefeated in the Missouri Valley Conference regular season. They won the Missouri Valley Conference tournament title, 4 straight regular season titles, Coach, and 4 straight tournament titles. The kids, they continued to get better from what I could see week after week.
Yeah, and that's the other thing we were a little bit nervous about because we always have a really challenging non-conference schedule, and to put a lot of young people out there, you have to be able to understand what you're doing that for. Obviously, we step on the court and we want to win. That's the goal. But there also has to be some things that you're measuring that might not be in the win-loss column. And so I think our older kids did a really good job of explaining that and talking about that and the importance of having different goals that are maybe a little bit measured differently. And so I felt like even though we got beat up a lot during those non-conference matches, but we also won some matches that were kind of toss-ups for us too. So I was really proud of that. But I think that helped build into what the conference season was. And, I know we went undefeated. Nothing was easy about that. And I think just being able to pull out some really tight sets and tight matches just helped our team continue to grow, but also be driven to continue to want to get better. That's, I think, the biggest difference with this team was that they always wanted to get better no matter what the result was the week before.
They stayed focused through a 22-match winning streak in the regular season, included the conference regular season going unbeaten. Coach Cassidy Hartman, Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. You also had Marin Bixby and Lily Dykstra named to the first team. Those 3 seem to be the steady forces at the top that would give you their best every single night.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about Cass first. I mean, she was a kid that she's probably had the most experience, but different. And her workload this year was kind of like Akira. We had those expectations for her going in, but she had to be the leader on the court. She was the one that had been there, done that, and it was a lot of responsibility for her just because of the workload alone. And she's going to be picked on by other teams, and they're trying to get her out of it, but then she has to keep the team together. So she was playing a lead at the end of the season. And then you look at Lily going from playing right side the year before to a much bigger role on the left side, playing some back row as well. Just really stepped up her game. Marin was a kid that we knew had a lot of potential after seeing her in the spring. And, the fall, she was still this tiny little, toothpick. She gained some strength over the spring and summer, and she's got a great volleyball IQ and a great sense for the game. So just seeing her physically get better, she's somebody I can game plan with as a freshman, which is huge. So just really proud of those 3 for sure.
Really elite blocking visible throughout the course of that season as well. Lindsay Oldendorf, Jaden Petersen named to the second team as well. And just real quickly, those 2 also just seem to be steady, rock solid kids for you.
Yeah, and with Lindsay, had no idea because she wasn't able to practice with us in the spring because of an injury. So just really until preseason, we had no idea what she was going to be able to bring, but definitely brought some experience to our team, which we definitely needed. She's one of those elite blockers in terms of just has a sense for the game. You can game plan with her. And then you look at Jaden, having that year under her belt, learning from Erin, I think was huge. Playing a different position, she's played middle back most of her life, so just learning the ins and outs of the left side of the court But I just, I love the way she's aggressive. She's always going to be all out, and then just getting better at the skill part of it.
All right, we'll have more recapping the UNI Panther volleyball season and the program's 18th NCAA tournament win coming up on Panther Sports Talk.